Morning, boys. Dress for action today. As always, here on the Rancho, there's always, there's always something to do. Now we say there's always 5,000 things to do here on the Rancho. I've never been so worked by a property in my life, but let's talk about what's on tap today, okay? Get your big boy drawers on. We got some digging to do. We're going to take a off year from planting this year in the planter box. I'm not particularly worried about that, but we do have a front lawn. It's a pretty nice front lawn here. I mean, I've been gradually working on it over the years, but things get dried out. There's water lines that run through the hydrangea beds here, and it's still pretty early in the season, but as the summertime gets on, the sun gets higher in the sky, and it can really put a scorching on these because these don't do well in direct sunlight. So you can see how nice they're looking right now, but they're definitely going to have the water added to them pretty soon. Same thing with the planter box here. People seem to like the red, the white, and the green. What am I, Italian or what? What are you talking about, right? These things get dry pretty easy, so I also need to make sure that the lawn is going to come back well. And this is like the third of these Japanese weeping flowering cherry trees that I planted out here, because the first two, I don't know what the hell died, didn't get enough water or something. So you can see now it's really healthy. It's really doing good. But I have to make sure that the water supply is there. All the weeds are starting to dry up. So this already has water lines running to it. There's probably 2,000 feet of water lines running around the property. And probably another 2,000 that are just redundant, buried, or dead here. Last summer, we had the major manifold issue here with the manifold's a divider that sends water out to all the different lines. And we had the issue of having to replace that. That was a bear of a job, getting that back in place. But I think we only really need 3 lines. We have one line takes care of the right side, one side takes care of the left side, and the last line runs all the irrigation piping around the Rancho. So let's talk about the big issue here on a beautiful May, I guess it's May 9th. Beautiful morning here. It's going to be a hot one. And Simba's doing well, the cat that got his leg amputated. I still can't believe how wonderful it is that these 2 trees are gone, particularly this mother here, it's tree of shame, which I couldn't stand. And still can't believe this huge ponderosa pine is gone. But boy, did this open up the I guess that's a satellite flying. I don't know what the hell that I don't know what that is overhead. You can't see it, but I did. Let's go see what the apple tree set looks like. This bird used the pine cones to make a little graveyard demarcation here. We had the apple blossom bloom, and I think it's going to be a really heavy year. The fence is still intact, if you can believe it, in the back. Let's take a little peek, see what kind of set we got here. And not seeing a lot. It takes a while for them to turn into actual. Don't really see any yet. There's one there, up in there. See, maybe we got some rain or something, but It's always hard to predict from blossoms to fruit. All right, enough of that BS. Our main big old rose bush, which was the only decent looking thing on the property when I first moved here. Guys like, we should take that out too. I said, are you kidding? It's the only thing that's pretty on the whole place. This came with the place, this rose bush. Beautiful. And of course our Ladybank's roses season is over. Winding down. But we need to have the irrigation lines working. And we need to have that third manifold output. Takes care of all the lines. All the lines run through the bottle brush bushes. They run all through the orchard here. And the problem is, in like September of last year, all of a sudden, just drop my glasses. All of a sudden, I started to see water coming up from right here. So we got some kind of leak down here. So I'm going to start the mower up this morning, get this cleared out. Then I'm going to get the well turned on, the well pump. Get some pressure up in the system. Get some pressure up in the system here and let that sort of fill up. That leak will present itself slowly. After about a half hour or so, we'll start to see some water bubble up, and that'll help us identify where the leak is. So first thing I want to do is just get the mower and get this cleaned up a bit. Looks pretty good. It's all cleared out. It's actually room to put a tree now that we don't have to worry about this and this crappy tree of doom that was giving a lot of shade here. And a big ponderosa pine is kind of a direct line, so we have the possibility to put something right there. That would be pretty good. So I'm going to go turn the well on. We're going to let that come up to pressure. Here. Oh. Plug this baby in. And that'll start pressurizing immediately. Hopefully it doesn't have to be primed. We'll see if it has to be primed or not. We might have to remove this set screw and pour a little bit of water down there to get her primed. I don't know. Should be unprimed. Yeah, there we go. I think it just picked up some water. I just heard it. So I don't really know what line is running over there and leaking. I just don't know. But we're going to see. So let's see if we get this baby under pressure. Alright, that's good news. She's picking up pressure. So we'll just see where the leak is going to present itself. It's going to take a while for that to bubble up. I'm gonna get something to eat, get a cup of coffee, and if it still hasn't presented itself, I'll just do a little dig here, because at the end of last season, this was like a swimming pool here. And I'm pretty sure that there's some kind of line that's running here. I don't know whether it was, I'm trying to remember if we used it to fill the, you can see a drip here. We might have used that to, it might be the line that's going to feed the well. Not the well, but the still when we were doing distilling here. We'll see, won't take long. We're gonna also have the issue here. We added this, some of these lines might have been cut, but we added this almond tree last year. And I think we got a grand total of one almond on there. Somewhere high, maybe not, I don't know. It just, we had some blooms, but you never know about pollination. Anyway, there's a water line that runs here. And we're gonna have to redo this because this got snapped. We're gonna actually have to bury this so it doesn't get hit by a mower. So we're gonna have to figure out the offtake here. It comes from this one, so we're not going to be able to figure that out though.
Hey, Rosie.
Hey, Blackbird, until...
Have you seen my pitchfork?
Huh?
Have you seen my pitchfork?
No. Anyway, we're going to need to get that hooked in to slave off of that line over there. Because this got cut by the mower. I think the other lines are kind of down there, but I won't know until we fire this system up and start it. Then every leak will present itself. Well, I thought I would be able to just run it like it'd be ready to roll, but we're gonna have to prime it. So we just remove this set screw. We're gonna plug her back in again. Pump is turning. Let's go get another big shot of water. Definitely took a while to prime it. I had to bring the hose in because we were under too minor. This whole thing has to be filled up with water. This whole casing, or else it won't be able to draw from below. And now it's filled up all the lines. I have everything open. And I'll show you what I'm already seeing over here. The leaks always present themselves. And you can see right there we already got that wet spot. So we know where to dig. So now we dig. And I think I'm going to use the wheelbarrow here. Collect all the dirt because it's easier to pitch it in. Yeah, the soil's nice and wet, so whatever is going on, it's easy to dig too. We're gonna figure it out, guys. We are gonna figure it out. Now as we go down, we'll probably turn on the pump again to give an indication as we get down in depth where exactly the problem is. I think we hit pay dirt. I believe it's running underneath. Probably the roots strangled or punctured it there. So I guess we'll remove the collar from around the orange tree here. At least we'll raise up this side here, and then we'll keep digging. You guys are gonna be like, oh, what the hell happened? Did you do major tree trimming? Wow, what a mess this thing is. Look at the way I've had to U around this thing to try to figure out where the water line is. I finally figured it out. You can just see it coming through right there. There's a secondary one for this tree, but this is running through, and it's like it makes a turn here to go out and maybe water this here. I don't know, but man, this has been a hell of a job. Now I think all we have to do is, looks like that line's coming out right there, and it's like twisting around here. So we're gonna dig right here, and we're just gonna see if we can put some new pipe in. Man, I've disturbed a lot of the root system off of this Washington navel orange tree, but I don't know, I guess it's coming through this side here, so we're gonna have to figure it out. We're gonna have to keep digging. What an operation. What an operation. Man, this job is the worst of the worst. I finally found the line coming through on the other side there. Hopefully you can see that right there. Wow. So I'm gonna try to, I've tunneled underneath a little bit here. I'm hoping maybe if I cut that and I duct tape, I might be able to pull some through. If I can tape that good, I don't know. Or just ram another piece in there. Boy, what a job. Look at how much, I don't even know if this tree will survive. Hopefully it will. This is a lot of it's a lot of root damage here, a lot. And this has been a lot of soil removed. Probably like half a cubic yard here. It's a lot. And man, I am just wrecked up. Yeah, I've got my gloves on, but still. Shadows make it hard to see, but it is hot work. I decided, since I believe I put a new water line in over here. You can see it's gone underground right here, over by the fence, and that water line is buried across there, and it goes over here and then turns and goes all the way up to the front to water the weeping flowering cherry tree way up there. So I think the only thing that this was running off from the orange tree here was up here to this box, which I haven't really done anything with this planter box. Doesn't mean I won't, but I'll probably figure out an alternative way to get some water in here in the there's blackbird, get some water here in the future. In the meantime, I'll show you, I've capped this off. You can see the white cap on there, and that's holding pressure well. I have another break up here on this line. I'm going to use a coupling to try to fix that. I'm going to do that right now. Let there be no doubt, this was the worst struggle ever here. But we got that capped off, and I put some new lines in for letting some minor irrigation in, but otherwise we're in really good shape. I'm running the irrigation lines now. I have a few small things over here to tend to. That little one over there bubbling away, that's okay. Well's all primed today, that took a while. So now, yeah, this was unbelievable. Now I'm going to go ahead and shovel her back in. I'm sure this tree is going to be in shock for a while. That's for darn sure. I had to cut a lot of that side to be able to work, but let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that was vicious. Vicious. I'll see you for the wrap up. There's Blackbird. He's come out to supervise and make sure I did a good job. What do you think? It's okay?
Yes. So,
would you have me on your day labor crew? Absolutely.
you're definitely on my crew, Rosie.
There we go. So it's all finished, guys. I got it all leveled out. The tree will be in shock for a year or so, but it'll adapt. It'll bush out this side again. But there's no way I could have done the digging with all the branches and everything.
Yeah, I seen that. I heard you get to the thing.
Yeah, I had to get that done. So there it is, guys. One of the worst Rancho projects ever. Look at the walls over there. Yeah, grabbing the dirty walls and all that. Ooh.
Like a little kid painting.
Yeah, that's it. Like a kid's finger painting on the walls there. But
So Rosie, the guy McDowell or whatever?
yeah, let me just finish this up for a second. So there she is, guys, the finished product.
That
Like and
looks wonderful.
subscribe.